Welcome to the Aligned and Magnetic podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Ashley. I'm an ICF certified business alignment coach, and they call me the money mindset and manifestation queen. I'm here to help you make your vision for your life and business a reality and doing it in a way that lights you the fuck up. If you're ready to build an aligned, magnetic, and profitable business so that you can live the life of your dreams, you are definitely in the right place. In this podcast, I promise to provide you with the raw lessons, the tools, and powerful questions to help you on the way to creating success your way. Thank you so much for being here. Now let's dive in. Hi loves. Welcome back to another episode of the Aligned and Magnetic podcast, of course. Today, before getting into the episode, I want to give a shout out to Ashley. She says, I love listening to Lauren's podcast. I feel like I am right in the room with her and her guests having a chit chat about our businesses. It's very digestible content too, so it's easy to listen to while I'm out and about. Highly recommend for anyone who owns a business and is looking to run their business their way. Thank you so much for this testimonial, for this review, Ashley. I love it so much. If you would like a shout out, please submit a review. You can either send me a DM on Instagram at Aligned and Magnetic, or you can write a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much. I appreciate your feedback always. So today's podcast, I really want to focus on 3 things that you should be doing in 2023 to make more money in your business. The holiday season is not over, but we've had a break from all of the rush of getting gifts in order and having family dinners, and I'm sure there's still more, going on in your world, but I know that people are starting to plan and starting to think about 2023. So I want to share with you top 3 things that I believe are going to make a big difference in your business to make more money. These are things that, astrologically speaking, are coming up in 2023. I have seen trends as well in business through, looking at how other people run their businesses and just looking at the state of the world. So these are my top 3 recommendations for you when planning for 2023. So the first thing is creating community. Based on what I'm gathering from my clients and my friends, people feel more alone now than ever before. We have just gone through 2 years of craziness in the world, Happy end of 2022. And actually, it's been more than that, right? Oh my God. Has it been more than that? It's almost been 3 years since the beginning of the pandemic. And people have been isolated. And of course, yes, things are open now. But this isn't just isolation in terms of people aren't around people. I'm noticing that a lot of people feel isolated in the sense that they've discovered a lot about themselves over the last 3 years, and they don't know where they belong anymore. They don't know where they fit in. They don't know who shares the same beliefs. They don't know if people are going to judge them or accept them. And this is really big. And this is something that our whole collective is experiencing. I know some more than others. But we have undergone major shifts, not only physically on this earth, but cosmically as well. If you believe in astrology, there's been a lot of cosmic shifts. There's been a lot of growth over the last 3 years. And people are really starting to step into who they are. People are really starting to connect with who they are, what they believe in, and what they need as human beings. So creating community is something that I have really done throughout my entire business. And what I can say is that now more than ever before, we're kind of getting through this whole, in the coaching industry anyway, there's been a lot of, how would you say? So in my industry, the coaching industry and the personal growth industry, there's a lot of guruism, if you will. There's a lot of high high profile, maybe, if you'd even call it that. There are people in the industry who started in the industry early and who climbed to the top creating courses and having the answers for other people. And people are starting to notice that there is not one answer for everybody. People want customized ways of applying material to their life, of working with people. They're ready for discovering their own truths. They're ready for doing things their own way. I've really noticed this online a lot lately as I've been, reading people's just like reviews and comments and all of this stuff. People want to apply material, but to themselves and their lives. So, an amazing industry is the coaching industry for those who are doing true coaching and not just, making up coaching, but people who understand and who have been taught true coaching skills. We know how to tap into people's answers within and not just give a one size fits all response. And that's what people are looking for. So in 2023, if you want to make more money in your business, focus on building community. And if you don't have true coaching skills, that's okay. You don't need to. What I would recommend that you do is create connection. Like, get to know people around you, Get to know people who are following you. And this isn't about going into people's DMs and being like, hey, what's your goal for 2023? Like no. We don't do that. That is such a cold, it's too much of an intimate question for somebody that you don't know. But what you can start to do is definitely ask your audience questions. Bring people who follow you into a group community space. And there's so many different ways of doing this. There's groups. You can have group chats. You can have Facebook groups. You can have online Zoom meetings. Bring people over to your house. People are ready for connection. They are ready to go deeper. And there are a lot of people out there who are dying to have conversations with people who are open-minded and people who they feel comfortable sharing with. So as you think about creating community, focus less on where your next sale will come from and less on I'm doing this so that I can promote this. Focus more on building real relationships with people and really helping people, right? Being there to answer questions. Now, of course, this is not to say that you should put yourself and your needs in front of anybody else's needs. Remember that you need to do what you need to do in order to keep yourself mentally well. Remember that you are deserving of being paid. This is not about martyrship. This is not about giving ourselves away for free. This is about serving from the heart, remaining unattached, but also knowing your worth and being open and available for people to come into your experience, for your soulmate clients to come through and to want more support from you in exchange for money. So when we help other people and we truly give from the heart, remember, not shoulds. We're not I should tell this person. And I just want to share here, it's really challenging in the beginning, I feel, because I went through this where I felt just because this person's asking me of this thing, asking me this question or asking if I can do this, I felt like I had to in order to prove myself. And that's coming from my undefined heart center in human design, in my human design chart. And the point of me telling you this is that sometimes it can feel hard to connect with ourselves and hard to honor our truth if we don't even know our truth, right? And so what I want to share with you, I'm going to talk more about this at the end of the episode, but I am running a 2-day mini mastermind to help you connect with who you are, give yourself massive permission to be yourself, and create an aligned plan for 2023 so that you can get closer to your big vision in your business, whether that's making more money, whether it's doing more work that you love, getting to your next level. We are going to do all of that. We're going to come up with creative ideas. I guess I'll just talk about it right now. In this 2-day mini mastermind, it's called Align and Manifest. So stay tuned to the end. I'll tell you more about it there. But so when you truly help others and when you give from the heart, not from a place of should, and again, we can connect with our body, and human design is a great tool to help with this, but we connect with our body to understand what those shoulds feel like and what like a fuck yes or like a yeah, that feels good, right? What those things feel like. So when you respond to people and when you commit to more of those things that feel or yeah, exciting. And by the way, this is my sacral center, which is my authority, my inner authority, the gut, right? Those are my gut reactions. So your intuition and your hell yes might sound and feel very different. But the point of this is that those feelings and expressions feel very different from a should, fine, or guilt, like, oh, I gotta show them, like, oh, they did this thing for me and, I should, or desperation, well, I gotta make money, so, I should really help this person in this way. Remember, committing more to your hell yeses and letting go of the no's, the hell no's, first of all, not only creates more space within your day, but more energy within yourself to be available for more hell yeses, right? When we get on an upward trajectory of committing to hell yes things and people, we create an energy within ourselves that magnetizes more hell yeses, right? So whether that be people, whether that be friends, whether that be soulmate clients or opportunities to help you reach your next level in business, committing to the things that light us up magnetizes more of those things that we desire, more of those feelings, right? More of those feelings. And then committing to those things that also feel like hell yeses can help you step into your bigger vision. Again, we're going to talk about all of this in way more depth in the 2-day mini mastermind. So stay tuned to the end to hear about that. So the second thing, if you are not doing this already, we need to be giving ourselves way more permission to be ourselves. Give yourself permission to be yourself. There are so many productivity strategies and business strategies and tools and do this that are way, way valid, like totally have space for them in this world because they do help people. Hear me when I say that. Productivity and business strategies do help people. But the number one thing that is missing is the flexibility in how we use these strategies, right? I feel like what I've noticed is a lot of these tools and strategies are sold to you as you must do blank to be successful. When the reality is that there are so many ways that you can be successful. There are so many ways that you can alter, customize, create a unique path for yourself. And like at the end of the day, when it comes to productivity and business strategy, I feel like there are foundations, right? There are like some, let's call them like top 5 things that you've got to be doing in your business. But the way in which you do them, you get to choose that, right? Like my launch for the podcast, I was actually just talking to a past client of mine the other day, and I think we're going to do a fun episode debriefing my podcast launch because she was like, I love the way that you launch. It was so unique and so fun and so you. And this is true, right? Like I intended to make it fun. I intended to make it engaging. And in order to do that, I had to use foundational business strategy, but customize it to myself and customize it to my business and customize it to what I felt really fucking called to do. You get that? You understand where we're going here? So, like I said, the truth is not every strategy, hack, or tool will work for everybody because we're all different. Like, human design is the perfect tool to look at to realize how distinct and how different every human being is. We are different energy makeups. We have different gifts to provide the world. We all have different levels of energy. I have a very high level of energy. Don't get me wrong, I need breaks. I totally need rest and I need creativity time in my life. But my wife, on the other hand, she will do a couple things and she's exhausted. Like she needs to rest, you know? Whereas for me, I feel like I can keep going and going and going. So we both bring different levels of energy to the table. And by the way, my wife is a projector. I'm a manifesting generator. So if you know anything about human design, you're going to understand that dynamic, right? And let me just say this, like, I don't care what your design is. Everybody is here on earth for one reason or another. Like everyone has a purpose here. And what I think we need to, I think we've kind of started to shift there, but there's still so much work to be done. We need to shift into more placing value on the work that people produce and not the amount of hours produced, you know? I love when I see new companies giving people unlimited days off as long as they get their work done, you know? Like there are so many great new companies out there that are really starting to understand and implement this mentality of honoring people and their work and not tracking every single hour that they put in. And this actually helps people to shine their light even more. It helps people to rejuvenate, to give them the freedom to be creative. And if you're not doing this in your business, girl, we got to look over some things and make some shifts because you've got to give yourself the time and space to relax as well. And this is one of the biggest, I don't want to call it a mistake because it's not a mistake, but one of the biggest things, I guess, if you will, in the beginning stages of entrepreneurship that I see a lot of my clients struggling with is this idea that we got to be working all day, every day, all the time, and we are not worthy of taking a break until we've made X amount of dollars, which is bullshit. So let's just get that on the table right there. So back to what I was saying, different energy levels, but also like different personalities, different gifts, different characteristics, different ways of engaging with people, different strengths, like so different. Everybody is so different and so many different ways of thinking, right? And so in 2023, if you're not doing this already, letting go of this is the end all be all one track mind strategy to get me to X dollars in business, we got to let that shit go, man. And I don't care who is telling you that like, oh, you must do all of these steps in order to get this result. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, we need to put time and energy into our business. You are not going to build a 6-figure business by sitting there and wishing for it to happen, posting once a week. It's not going to happen for you. I'm sorry. We need to put you out there a lot more in order to reach your goals, right? And also, the way in which we do that does not need to be stressful. It does not need to be like, how do you say, like ball and chain type of vibes. You know what I mean? So give yourself massive permission this year to have fun and be creative and do things your way. And, you know, I know a lot of people think like, oh, when I reach like this many clients or whatever, then I'll give myself permission to fuck shit up and do things differently. No, man, the way that you get to manifesting X dollars a month or X dollars in sales or whatever it is by fucking shit up right now and doing things your way now. Remember that the reason that you started your business, I'm assuming, if you're anything like me, was to create freedom for yourself, right? The only way to have true freedom is to create your own rules and to detach from the shackles of the like corporate, patriarchal, whatever society you want to call it, that is like work hard, put in the hours in, do these strategies. It's time to create your own rules. Now, like I said, be who you are, give yourself permission to be who you are is easy to say. And I also recognize that sometimes we don't even realize that we're not being ourselves. This happens a lot with people who I give human design readings to. It sounds so stupid, right? Like, of course I know who I am. Of course I'm being who I am. That's what I get a lot. Until I share a piece of someone's human design, they're like, oh, damn, I felt that, but I haven't been living that way, right? Because we're all just living in our own heads of programming and of what we've been taught in the world. And that's normal. Like literally everybody is living this way, right? No shame, no shade. And human design is a tool that I've used and I've helped my clients to use to help me and them see who we really are on the inside and connect with who we really are. And understand what conditioning or what ways of being we picked up from other people so that we can step more and more into our own energy instead of trying to be like everybody else. And if you haven't listened to episode 1, learning about my human design and actually giving myself permission to live my design is one of the huge things that helped me to attract more soulmate clients, because instead of forcing myself to do things, which, like, by the way, forceful behavior, forceful, the energy of force is like not a heart opening. It's not an expansive feeling, right? When you feel forced to do something, whether it's by somebody else or yourself, that is not a magnetic energy, right? It's stressful. So like I said, when we give ourselves permission, know what we got to do and get it done our own way, that's when things start to really open up, right? That's when we start to magnetize people and opportunities, man, because that's what this freaking world is about. People and opportunity. And it's not even opportunity, it's experiences, like experiencing life. That's what we're here for. We're really here to experience all of what the world can offer. Like I said, we'll be covering the most important human design elements in the Align and Manifest 2-day mini mastermind. So stay tuned to the end to learn more about that. So the third must in 2023 is putting yourself out there in a bigger way. Now, I know that this is not a new thing. I know that there is a lot of like, just do it, just go for it, peppy, like cheerleader type, rah-rah tips out there. But really, what I want to say about this is putting yourself out there in a bigger way, to me, means really stepping into new beliefs. Really sitting with your mindset, whether it's blockages, your negative self-talk, the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Because really, when you think about it, like, okay, I have this belief like, oh, no client's going to pay me more than $10,000. I don't have that belief, but let's say I have that belief. And then I'm going to obviously like build my whole business around this belief of like no client's ever going to pay me more than $10,000. Meanwhile, there are clients out there who pay $100,000. Why could that not be me? You know what I mean? This is a very shallow example and not by any means anything that I'm contemplating. It literally came out of thin air. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? And of course, mindset stuff goes way deeper than this. It's not usually something that's like, oh, how could I ever like charge $100,000 for coaching? It's more along the lines of like, what if I can't help my client get results? What if I don't provide enough value? What if they don't make their money back in their business? Something like that. And these beliefs totally keep us small. And it's important here to like be realistic, of course, right? Like we don't want to oversell something to a client. I don't know if anyone here is in the coaching industry. We never want to oversell, but we do want to step into what you can truly do for your clients. You know, like it took me so long to finally step into this whole aligned business coach title, whatever you want to call it. I've been the money mindset and manifestation queen for a while. Then I was doing like feminine alignment coach, which like, what does that even mean? I don't know. But it felt right at the time. And really, at the end of the day, what I was avoiding saying was that I help my clients make more money. And I have like a track record of this, you know, like every single conversation that I have with past clients, like I literally can't think of one client. Actually, I can, and it's because of their circumstance and what we were working on was not on making more money. But every client that I've had has either gotten a raise at work, has changed jobs and has been paid significantly better while working less hours, or has filled out their programs and has booked their business in a way that makes them money, that makes their business profitable. And so, yeah, like I was holding myself back from calling myself an aligned business coach because I didn't want to associate with the business coaching industry. And this will be for another episode. But, and the other thing too is like I was scared to put myself on the line like that. And I can't guarantee results, right? Like at the end of the day, I can help you to see what's truly possible and I can help you to see what you can step into and how you can do that. But I, of course, can't guarantee because my clients have to put the work in as well. But what I can say is that when my clients put the work in, crazy shit happens and my clients typically end up manifesting more money. So that's a little rant about that. Putting yourself out there in a bigger way in 2023, right? So really addressing like what are those beliefs that are holding you back? Is it about being judged or identified as a particular XYZ? Like, I don't know what that might be for you, right? Is it about like something that somebody told you this one time at band camp that makes you feel unworthy of having whatever it is that you desire? What are those beliefs that you have made to be true about you and about what is possible? You know, another belief is like, oh, it takes time to grow a business. Like, yes, it does take time. And also, we remain open for miracles. We remain open for quantum leaping. We remain open for anything to be possible, right? You know, my clients, they usually come to me because they're struggling to see progress in their business. Like they've been doing some things, but they're not manifesting clients or whatever. And by the time they come to me, they're like finally ready. You know, they've contemplated it and held themselves back. And they finally realize like, okay, you know, if I'm going to see an ROI in my business, I got to put some money in. I've got to put some skin in the game and I've got to get some real support. And, you know, at the end of the day, these are all business investments, right? Businesses take money to invest in. And so they're finally ready to have support to get to their next level. And, you know, when we dive into things and really start to uncover what it is that's been keeping them stuck, it's their mindset, right? It's always mindset. what we discover is they've usually been operating or functioning from the mindset of, I don't know enough, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not where I want to be yet, or, well, this isn't perfect, so I can't put it out there. And these are all mindsets and beliefs that will hold you back from achieving your big vision. Now, this isn't to say to skip all of the steps. Of course, there is a need to be ready to some degree, but usually we don't need to be as ready as we think we need to be, right? I feel like my motto and the way that I address things in my business is I kind of just figure shit out as I go along. And this might sound really crazy, but it's like a huge improvement from where I used to be, because I used to analyze everything and plan everything to a T before I would take action. And then, analysis paralysis, classic, right? Raise your hand if you know what this is, or if you felt this. We don't take action because we're paralyzed by all the fucking steps we've just laid out for the next 5 years, right? No, people, we are trashing the specific detail-oriented strategy, plan, whatever. No, we can create the vision and we can have an idea of how we're going to get there, but we need to let the fuck go and be open to new possibilities, new opportunities, different ways of doing things, and take action from a place of faith rather than fear, right? Okay. And so with this last one, putting yourself out there in a bigger way, something I want to speak to really quick that I see a lot of people doing in my world, past clients, current clients, is they'll put themselves out there once or twice and decide that it's not working because nobody has engaged, or they're not a millionaire yet, or they haven't reached 1,000 followers yet, or haven't reached however X number of whatever the fuck they think that being worthy of celebrating or reaching their goal is. You know what I mean? We put these arbitrary numbers, we set arbitrary goals with arbitrary numbers that actually don't mean anything, because what we truly want is not the number or the goal, but we think the number or the goal is going to equate to what we truly want. So this is actually really good right here. When you're setting your financial goals this year, this should be another episode. We're going to dive more into this in Align and Manifest, the 2-day mini mastermind, because what I see going on is a lot of people, like I said, will set these arbitrary goals that actually don't get them what they want. They'll say I want, like I said, 50 followers. Well, what the fuck does that actually mean? Does that mean, so, my team and I, for context, we set this goal of having 50 to 100 Instagram followers on the Aligned and Magnetic podcast. But what does that goal mean? That's not actually a goal, really. It's more of a marker. It's more of a tracker. My true goal, and actually it's probably more of a goal for my team rather than myself, because my goal was to get ranked and to have impact. And I did both of those things. How I know I did both of those things is I received an email that I thought was spam that told me that I ranked 91 in entrepreneurship in Canada, which was shocking, because let me tell you, and believe me when I say this, I do not have a large audience. Tiny, right? Compared to big podcast people, compared to big names in my industry. There's so many big names in my industry. So for me to even rank the second day that I launched was a fucking miracle, let me tell you. And the impact piece, I have received so many messages of feedback and reviews from people. They've shared with me how much the podcast is helping them, and here's the thing, like, I encourage you guys to share that with me. You know what I mean? I encourage this behavior because why do I keep saying behavior? What the fuck? I swear to God, guys, since living in Mexico and like I feel like I talk with people from England, I speak with people from the US, my accent is all mixed up. I don't even know who I am anymore. JK, I do know, but anyway. So, the goal at the end of the day was to get ranked and to whatever, have impact, right? And that's because I wanted like all of my work to actually go towards something. I want my podcast to be out there influencing people. I want people to like, man, really, this feels so heart opening and I don't even know what words to put around this, but I really want people to realize that they can live their lives on their own terms. And I want them to feel that sense of freedom and release when they let go of all of the bullshit that they're doing that they don't want to be doing anymore, And I want people to feel as loved and accepted as I do for being who they truly are because they have learned to love and accept themselves, right? So my goals were much deeper than just getting 50 or 100 followers. Like those were just part of the like, here's some markers for like, are we on track toward this goal? So anyway, goals are super interesting. I've been teaching on goals for years now since I started in business, which has been almost 5 years. Come and learn with me. Let's set some proper, heart-centered, aligned goals and not just arbitrary bullshit. Let's put some really deep meaning into what it is that you're working on this year. Because let me tell you, when you set your year up for success and you're going to walk away with a vision board and you're going to walk away with ideas and like a lot of empowerment and inspiration and what next steps to take, this is what's going to get you off of your ass this year. This is what's going to really rocket launch you into 2023. I'm telling you, man, it's time to go. It's time to get it. I want to be right there beside you, cheering you on and supporting you. Come and sign up for the mini mastermind. I'm so fucking excited for this space. The reason it's called a mini mastermind this year instead of a workshop is because I want more of you in the space. I know you have brilliant ideas and you might not have a brilliant idea, you might not have a brilliant idea for yourself, but I sure as hell know you have a brilliant idea for someone else. And I know that someone else has a brilliant idea for you. And what I know is that when energies connect and when people come together, we can tap into a much more powerful energy. We can tap into limitless potential, and those ideas can flow through. They can flow through me. They can flow through your peers, through other people. So, my mastermind, my group spaces, they're truly magical, and I would just love for you to come and participate in it. If you have questions, like I know I haven't given you much to go off of, so I'm going to link Align and Manifest, the mini mastermind, in the show notes. Go check it out. Honestly, I don't even think that page expresses the full potential of what's possible in this space. So if you have questions, if you don't know if this is going to be a good space for you, please just send me a message. I am so, I just want you there if you want to be there. I am not in alignment with selling shit to people that I don't actually believe need it. So this is a safe space for you. I'm not out to take your money, but I would love to help you decide whether this is a good space for you to be in. And any other questions, just reach out. I love you so much, and I hope that you are taking some time to enjoy the holidays. I wanted to create an episode on the power of rest and relaxation, but this one today just came through and I think it needed to happen. So I will create the rest and relaxation one for another day because it is very important, and I will tell you how rest and relaxation will actually help you manifest your goals faster. And that is all I want to share with you. Check out the mini mastermind. Send me a DM if you have questions. Come connect with me on Instagram. If you liked this episode, I would love it if you shared it with a friend. I would love it if you left a review. And I will see you in the next episode. Sending you so much love. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. If you like what you heard, I would love it if you left a review. If you like my vibe, come and hang with me in my Facebook or Telegram group. I'll drop the link to my email list below where you can get instant access. Make sure you check the show notes for any other links that I mentioned today. And until next time, I'm sending you waves of abundance.